Yo, what is good, everybody? Going over today's price action. I haven't posted a trade recap in a while. I have been stuck in eval jail for a while. I passed an account and it immediately blew it. I don't know what's wrong. I legit did that yesterday during London session, and then I was like, well, sick, I have to buy a new account. Right now I only use Alpha Futures. I'm using currently the premium accounts. And I don't know, just not, I'm doing good, I'm doing bad at the same time. I'm probably gonna like have a manual lockout. So yeah, I don't know how to, I wish I can like make it to where it locks me out after a certain time, but I don't know. Right now I only have one account though, so that's it. This is the P&L to just that amount. Pretty solid, you know. Let me go over today's price action and what I saw and what I liked, and then go from there. Didn't trade like pretty much not market open, but close to market open. But I'm gonna go over my confluences, and yeah. So my condition was for this morning. I'm just bullish until proven wrong. Right, all-time highs. There's no reason for you to be shorting at all whatsoever. Today was not necessarily a hard day, but the condition for this one today was more so. I kind of just had a big SMT with NQ and ES. So from here to here. So this was like kind of my condition. We don't have to go any lower because we already took out London lows. This is just consolidating, and then we're just gonna rip up. And this is probably like the manipulation like down right here. So a little bit like we go up, then rip down, then rip up. So I guess kind of PDI model. So consolidate, rip up, go down, then go back up. So this was a fake out. So probably some people probably took some shorts here, and then they didn't realize there was an SMT. It was pretty good shorts, a lot of low resistance liquidity, but you probably got edge like right here off of this, or they open. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say really for that, but yeah, this SMT is what did it for me. And another condition for me was this 10-minute that we were in. That was like the only thing I saw that we could bounce off of as well. It was just this right here. So I know a lot of people do not trade 10 minutes, but I feel like 10 minutes really do work out because we were just rejecting off of this area. Like we're not really getting that push. Like sure, we almost got it right here, but we also had another 10-minute like down below. We're like respecting it, but we did not fully inverse this one. I felt like if we inverse this one, then we would have gone way more lower, but there was no 15-minute, no 30-minute. There is an hourly way down here and a 4-hour down here, but that is it. That was my condition. Like if we come all the way down there, that was it. But we did not. We just kept on bouncing off this 10-minute. That's what happened yesterday as well too. We're bouncing off like something. I think off like a 15-minute or something like that yesterday. Was it right here? I think it was this right here. It was like a 15-minute we kept on bouncing off of. Yeah, this one right here. Or this one. I think it was this one. This one right here. Yeah, this one. And since we kept on bouncing off a 15-minute yesterday, it was the same thing as today. It's just with the 10-minute. But the 15-minute was like around this range. So like around here. But I drew out my fib and pretty much I was just like, alright, we're in this good zone. And we kept on bouncing off of this middle area where I saw this inversion. And if you want, like, instead of having the tick all the way up here, you could have probably done like a middle. I did this because, like, the way my fib works, I had it somewhere else. I don't know where else I drew it out, but I drew it out in order for me to, like, get a good drawing. And we couldn't pass this 15-minute. Same thing basically happened, and then we just ripped up. And then I actually held this until all-time highs yesterday. So it was a pretty good trade. But yeah, 24 points for a 200 point move for 5 cons. Made like 20 something K on a paper trade, sadly. But yeah, this is like a model I'm learning that I will probably never teach anyone, because I don't know it 100%. It's like, this is like something you would learn with conditions, but over time you understand how to use it. I still don't understand how to use it. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. There is not really much here to go over. I was looking at like the 30-second chart as well, for these trades. So my condition was this 1 minute, like we inversed it right here. So I got in at the very top, and then I got stopped out pretty quickly. Like down here somewhere. I don't know. I got stopped out, I think, at this wick on this candle, because I was like, oh, I'll bring it lower. But I waited for like a 30-second, and I retried it again, I believe. So on the 30-second time frame. No, I just waited for a change of state of delivery right here. So I re-added again, but I got a lower entry instead of this inversion. And then there's also a change of state of delivery. I got a pretty late fill. I wanted to get it up here at this high. Just add one more contract, because I realized I was like $400 short. And I was like, okay, let's just make a little bit of extra money. Like if we get a move, like a very big, obvious push up, then I'll add one more. So, and then just hold it. I did get a little freaked out when I saw it wick down here on the 30-second. So I was like right here, and I was like, dang, this is gonna suck if it comes back down. But I think there was a 5-minute, but we didn't even like bounce off of it. I think we just went back down for whatever reason. And then ES started finally moving up, and then that's what kind of gave the push for NQ. And then I got out right here for 2, and I made basically 1800, something like that. I don't know, math. And then I don't ever have stop losses or take profit. I always have a take profit, daily take profit. So instead of me having to put a stop loss or a stop limit, it will take me out of the trade automatically. So like this works best, especially if you're trying to pass an eval and you have a consistency rule. So for alpha futures, for the advanced accounts and the premium accounts now, I always do half of it, half of whatever the profit goal is. So for me, I have to make 3K. But for the first profit, it's 1500. And then the second profit could be another 1500, but I gotta wait until tomorrow to make a 1500. And then I pass the account, and I'm back and trading evals, and no more evals, but I'll trade 2 more evals once I get a payout. But once I get a payout, we'll be chilling. But yeah, you can also set like a weekly profit trigger. So like, let's say you pass your account and you want to make 20K for the week, you should click save. You can do that. But I don't do that because I just like to make as much as I want to make. But I usually have a daily profit trigger for the first 3 days, depending on how it goes. I would probably have 2000 or 1500 for the first 3 days, just so I can build my buffer. So by the time I'm on my 4th day, I have a huge buffer. I can go in a little bit heavier. So I can go in, instead of me doing like 1 or 2 contracts, I could do like 3 or 4. And then I'll have roughly around like 6K in the account. So I could go a little bit heavier, but I'll probably risk half of that. So I'll risk 3K to make, I don't know, anywhere between I'll probably try to make 5K for that day. 4 to 5K. So by the time that day's over, I'll be at 10K. And then I go from there. And then once I make 10K, I will probably try to make 5K the next day. So I'll be up 15 by the time it's the 5th day. I request my payout, which will be 3K. And then I'll only have 12K into the account. And then rinse and repeat. And once I have that 15K, I just do my daily profit trigger. So once the second payout comes through, my daily profit trigger would be around how the levels go. Since I'm doing a premium, I would do 3,500 for my weekly profit trigger. Or if I want to, I could just do 4,000. So the week after that, I would probably have to make like 1,000 for the next 4 days. And then the 5th day, just make 200. And that's it. And I would just change the weekly profit goal if I make a little bit more than what I needed, and then just adjust it. So yeah, you just mess around with that. But yeah, that's it. If you want, you can have 20K profit goal. Honestly, we're at all-time highs. You can make 20K, literally just 5 contracts. I'd probably do that once you hit like 6K or 10K in the account, whatever you're comfortable with. But me personally, I like to scale into my accounts. I would get in for 1, and then probably like 2 more. Like for example, for today, I would just do 1 down here, and then do 1 here, and then. But usually I would do 2 probably, and then 2 more, and then let it run. Like I would have probably let this run until let's say I did take this. I would probably let this run for like 100 points or 150 points. That's like the safest. Anywhere between 150 to 200 to good amount. I would just watch it though. Wait until you hit like around 5K, and then let's say you control your stop like down here, somewhere down here. Then just let it ride, and then once it hits your take profit, you have to watch it because it won't close your trade automatically, sadly. But yeah, let's say I did do that, and then I don't know, 100. This would, if I did 4, that'd be around 8K, I believe. So, and if I were to throw my stop down here at like 68, that'd be 5K. Still a good amount of money. But if I were to hold, let's say I want 150 point move, right? That'd be 12K. If I want, I can do the max. That'd be 15K. But I'm risking a lot more money, so I would probably have it at the bottom of the swing low where it rejected off of. Not the bottom down here, but right here. And then go from there. Yeah, that's it. What else? This is kind of how I'm learning how to trade. Try to like capitalize on all-time highs, because you want to build a big ass buffer as quick as you can with all-time highs. Try to make like 2 to 3K each day. I don't know. It really depends on you. And then as you go, risk like 1/4 of the buffer that you have, and go from there. Like I have so many ways that like I trade. It's different every day. It depends on price action and how we're doing and what we're doing. But yeah, so for me, it would just be try to make whatever profit go today. Yeah, we're only sitting on 1 account right now. But yeah, I think that's it really. There's not much else. That was the trade recap and a little bit psychological talk and how I trade and how I make my money. Honestly, this is a pretty good trade. If I were to do this, 1 contract's 3K. Yeah, if I were to do like 1 contract, I would have risked 600 to make. Let's say I wanted to make my profit go as well. And I was down 400, so I would have had to only make 9, like around here. So I would have held this until like, I think market. Time is that at? I would have had to hold this for like another 10 minutes and I would have hit my profit. That's a pretty solid trade, honestly. But yeah, I think that's it. Like I would have risked another 600. I'd have been down 1,000 if I took another trade for one contract and just hold. If I were to do a longer trade, I could go for longer and I would watch this and I want to see how I trail my stop to like here as I go and then I make 2,000. If I want to, I could trail it here to the swing high and if I watch it go higher then make 3,000. It's all up to you and how you like the trade. And then you go from there. Swing highs are always good instead of swing lows because let's say you make your amount you want to make and you just want to protect your capital. You only lose 500 instead of losing like 1,000 down here. But this is just preference. Me personally, it depends too. But I would probably want to put it at the swing high. If I hit like the amount I already made, I'd be like, oh, this is just extra money, you know? If it comes back down, it's all good. I'm still up like 3,000 or whatever, you know? Instead of being like up only 2K. And yeah, I think that's it really. I don't think there's much else. We'll see how tomorrow is. I know there's news. There's something, yeah. Unemployment rates, consumer sentiment. Unemployment rates are gonna be crazy though tomorrow for sure. I feel like there's gonna be a big Drake candle tomorrow, and that's gonna, yeah, that's probably why the market's like kind of choppy today. But I feel like no one can really read what's gonna happen. But I don't know. I just see it, and I know how to trade it, and yeah, that's it. I think that's everything else for the day though. So I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I think I will catch you guys later. We'll see if we take anything tomorrow. I'm gonna try to be consistent. Post the payout and go from there. Talk about psychology and some other stuff like that. And yeah, I have nothing else to say really. Hope you guys learned something from this. I don't know how to really teach people. I just kind of just put it out there, and if it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. And I just talk because the voices get a little bit loud, especially when I'm trading. But you know, like, whoa, look at this SMT, look at this inversion, look at this, look at that, look at that. Just gotta look at the bigger scale. Gotta look at a higher time frame. And that is it. And you're chilling. That's all you deadass have to do. Look at the 1 hour, look at the 4 hour, the 30-minute, and the 15-minute. Well, not really the 15-minute. 15-minute can be used as like a pullback area. It's like, I want this, go back down here, and then whatever, you know. But that's for another video, for another day. Or another trade recap if we do have a trade recap like that. Other than that, I think that is it. I'm gonna go to sleep now, I guess. Yeah, I'll catch you guys later.